Hello, everyone. This is Shreya Shah. I'm a clinical nutritionist and a certified diabetes educator. And today I'm going to talk about diabetes and its management. When we talk about a healthy diet for a diabetic patient, it's something very similar to a normal diet for a normal human being. Only thing is, it's a low carb diet. So when we talk about a low carb diet, we balance it with a little more protein and fat. So low carb, when I talk about carbohydrate, there are two kinds of carbs, complex carb and the other is the simple carbs. The complex carbs come from all our whole grains or fruits and vegetables. The simple carbs come from all the processed food. So processed food, like anything that comes in a packet, be it your noodles, be it your maida, be it your bread, be it your biscuits, be it your khari, all these things contribute towards the simple carbs. So when I say low carb, try and include complex carbs in that low carb diet. So complex carbs is like ragi, which is jawari, bajra. These all things help in maintaining the sugar levels also in a positive way because along with carbs, they have added nutrients and added fiber. And same thing goes with your vegetable and fruit. So when I describe or when I suggest a diet for a diabetic patient, it has to be like a 50% place, a plate has to be loaded with good complex carbs, which is like your fruits and vegetables and your grains, whole grains. 25 to 30% can come from your protein. When I talk about protein, it can come from your dairy products. If you're a non-vegetarian, it can come from your eggs, it can come from your chicken if it is cooked in a right way. And obviously we have pulses also for good protein. So that's how it is. And when it comes to fat, again, try and see that you choose something like a cold pressed oil or something like a homemade ghee. And the nuts and seeds are again a source of healthy fat in your diet. So try and avoid the refined oils or the processed oils that we get in the market. Switch to cold pressed oils and the oil that we get from our nuts and seeds. So try and add more of those. So that's how the plate will look for a diabetic patient. Along with this, prioritize that whatever meals that you have protein with every meal. So it shouldn't be just carbs. It has to be a balance of carb and protein so that there is no immediate spike of sugar levels. The sugars are released gradually in the body. There is not an immediate spike. You don't have to zero down. You just have to control the portion, reduce the portion of the rice or the potato that you are including in your meals. And whenever you eat that rice or potato, see to it you balance it with good amount of vegetable and pulses so that the sugar that releases from the carbs is released very gradually and not like an immediate spike. One. Second, when it is rice and potato, what they can do is they can change the cooking method of that wherein the rice can be open cooked, the excess starch can be thrown off, and that rice can be used for consumption. The other thing is there is a new concept that we talk about is the resistant starch. So if you have something like leftover rice and the potato that is boiled and cooled and then eaten, then obviously the starch that is present in that food gets converted into the resistant starch, and the resistant starch will not spike up your blood sugars. So I usually recommend that the rice or the potato that you cook it, cool it down for 8 to 10 hours, and then you can consume it. So what is happening is you're converting the normal starch into the resistant starch. The resistant starch will not contribute towards spiking of blood sugar levels. In fact, that resistant starch would be a good food for your gut microflora. So it will work as a prebiotic for your gut microbiome. Fruits are obviously safe to consume if you're a diabetic. One. Second, what time are you consuming it? How much portion are you consuming it? Is very important. So when it comes to fruit and diabetes, just simple rule that you follow is eat it at the start of the day or as your mid meal. Do not eat it along with your major meals. So avoid eating it with your lunch, dinner, breakfast, because that will be like an added sugar. Whenever you have fruits, pair it along with nuts and seeds. So maybe you can have little dry fruits along with your fruits or something like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. You can mix them along with your fruit and have. For pre-diabetes, the first important thing is that if they are overweight, they have to reduce their weight. Second factor that I will talk about is the waist circumference. So try and see that you reduce that. The second factor is if there is physical inactivity. So try and see that you're physically active at least 20 to 25 minutes per day. We all are into a sedentary lifestyle where our major job is a desk job. So there's hardly any bodily movement. So there has to be a dedicated 20 to 25 minutes of physical activity, be it in the form of brisk walk or yoga or cycling, whatever you enjoy. That would be another thing. Third is when it comes to food, try and see that you prioritize protein with every meal and do not just have the carb based meal, because our Indian food is so that everything is loaded with just roti and rice and there is less of vegetable and pulses. If you can try and prioritize protein with every meal, the sugar levels are going to be more balanced. Third is try and see that you avoid maximum, how much ever you can, the processed and the packet food. Buy more of whole unprocessed food that is easily available rather than the packet food which is loaded with too much of sugary or artificial sweeteners. Fruit juices would be a complete no, so preferably avoid that. Focus on your sleep. So try and see that you have a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day. Obviously, work on your stress levels. So if you feel that your work or your family environment is highly stressful, work on handling or managing your stress, be it in the form of yoga, be it in the form of meditation, because your stress will also contribute towards high blood sugars. So these are few factors that a person can try and manage if he or she is diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Because if a person is in that phase, we can still pull them back and put the diabetes into remission. The first thing is, for a child, the child will learn what the parents eat or what the parents are eating. So adapting a healthy lifestyle will come from a family adapting to a healthy lifestyle. Restricting on the junk food or the processed food or the packet food, making or trying and including more of home cooked meals in their routine rather than things coming from outside or the packet food or ordering from outside. Try and let them include at least 2 fruits in a day, 2 to 3 varieties of vegetables in their meal plans. Now children are usually fussy about eating vegetable or including vegetable in their diet, so incorporate in an indirect way, like you puree it and add it to your atta, make it a paratha kind of a thing. Or maybe if the child wants to eat a pizza, the pizza can be made a little healthier by changing the base of the pizza with a whole grain atta rather than going for a refined flour based pizza. They have to just modify and upgrade whatever they are eating in a healthier way. Because restricting a child for a certain food would not be a right thing to do, and they are not going to accept it. So the first thing that the parents have to do take care is try and include some kind of fruits, at least whatever seasonal and easily available fruits are there. 2 seasonal fruits in a day, 2 to 3 seasonal vegetables in their meals, whatever they are having throughout the day. The mid meals can be something like the nuts and seeds, or something like buttermilk, or something like makhana, the healthier option, or even a homemade popcorn is fine. Do not give them packet food or convenience food or easy food every day. That can be a once in a week kind of a scenario. They cannot zero down, but that frequency can be reduced. So more home cooked meals, more fruits and vegetables in their diet. See to it that there's screens all throughout the day and they are physically active, so playing some kind of outdoor games at least 4 to 5 times a week. And obviously a good sleep pattern would be important.